Hey everyone. Today we are going to discuss ways in which you may want to structure your paper. I will go over some basic formulas for papers and move on to simple structures uh, that form the basis for papers in various disciplines. Remember that these are basic ideas that can help you formulate the ways in which you would like to structure your work. I want to begin by discussing introductions. Remember that introductions generally take the shape of a funnel or inverted triangle. You begin with a broad statement that narrows into ideas on your topic before settling into the thesis statement. You want your introduction to be clear and concise. Do not spend too much space on this or you will lose your reader's attention. The body paragraphs of your paper should all support the thesis statement. There are many ways to structure these, but one that I find particularly useful for writers is the pie paragraph. Begin the paragraph with the point or the topic sentence of the paragraph. This should be a mini thesis statement. For the paragraph, it should reinforce the paper's overall thesis statement while telling the reader what they will be reading in this paragraph. The I is illustration. This is the supporting evidence for the point. This includes quotations, paraphrases, statistics, and any other evidence that proves your point. Your cited information goes here. The E is the explanation. This should take up the bulk of your paragraph. Here, you should explain why your illustration and evidence prove your point and how the paragraph reinforces the thesis statement. Again, this is just one simple way of structuring a body paragraph, but it is an effective starting point. Conclusions are the opposite of your introduction. Here, you want to restate your thesis, explain why your argument and paper matters, and allow your audience to finish reading with new knowledge and understanding of your topic before you release them back into the world. There are a few different global structures for papers. An example lies in the basic structure for a philosophy paper. In a philosophy paper, you should state your argument. Then you should provide a roadmap for how you will prove that argument. For example, I will prove my argument by conducting the speech of dolphins with a clucks of chickens. Then you should explain your argument before launching into the problems within it. Conclude by restating the argument. The structure varies by professor and by type of philosophy paper, but is a basic idea to consider when structuring a paper. MRAP papers are a structure commonly seen in scientific papers. This is a basic concept that is elaborated on by many in scientific fields. MRATs begin with an introduction that includes the background for the research. The method section describes how the research is conducted. This shows the steps of an experiment, the journals where you found your articles, or the ways in which you formulated the questions in your survey. The results section is where you show what you found out in conducting your research. In the discussion, you simply explain what your results mean and how they inform your thesis. Common structures for research papers include abstracts in the beginning to let the reader know if they should be reading your work. An introduction should be formatted as we have previously discussed. The methods are similar to an MRAT paper. How did you conduct your research? And this allows the reader to see if you conducted your research in such a way that you are finding accurate results. The literature review is an overview of articles that explains what others have said about the topic. The discussion is where you explain what you have found in your research and how it reinforces your thesis statement. A counter argument helps you reinforce your argument by showing you have considered alternative points of view. And of course, finish with a conclusion that restates your thesis statement and shows why your research matters. These are all just basic ways of structuring a paper. If you're struggling with how to restructure your work, you should begin here and explore ways to tweak your paper to reach the desired effect for your audience.